We will do our first tutorial in Swift. Swift is a language developed by Apple for developing your softwares in iOS, Mac, Watch for Apple Watches, for TV, OS, and for server side. Today we will cover two things of Swift. One is what are variable and what are constants. Variables are those whose values can be changed in your programs in your program context, and the constant are those whose values cannot be changed, uh, which remain fixed when you define ones. So variables are defined by a keyword var and your random variable name with equals to 1. In this line you have to notice that our keyword var are reserved for as it is reserved, and count is your own variable, equals to is assigning variable, and 1 is value of count which is a variable. And whereas constants are those whose value can not be changed in your programs. So in your programs, so count is is defined like this: let by a keyword let whose value is 24. You- I'm just making this tutorial in Playground. You can develop your program in another simple that another tool also, like view controllers, which for iOS application, which is used for iOS applications. This is a tool that is developed by Apple, like basic playgrounds which is used which give us value at runtimes, like that I have defined count variable. Now in the right side I have value 1, and in the if I write print if I write print my count values, it will generate here in my console screen one. And in the our debugger session, like when this is value given which is given by our compiler, it will also generate a new line character /n. So we are on the variable. What are variables are those whose value can be changed. So like that, count, we have to change the value of count plus 5. So our new value of count is changed from 1 to 6 because we have added 5 in our count variable, like that. But we can't add string values in our integer type. Like this we can't add. It will generate a runtime error that you can't add your string values. Error will be like that: binary operators plus cannot be applied to parents of type int and string. But if we can change the value of integer to strings, it is possible. So if we change value of the here to 1, and here we add space to so now it is possible that we have changed value of our variable 1. So if you have noticed that there are two things that I have not mentioned any data type, which what will be data types. Compiler automatically assign the data type to our variable count according to our values. And if you have noticed that we not need our semicolon operators, as in Swift this semicolon operator is optional. You can add optional values, but most of the times our programs and compiles according to spaces. So spaces play an important role in Swift language, like that. If you do these things, we have added spaces between count and equal to signs, it will generate error that something is wrong here. And error is that this operators circle, red dot with the white circle is give us error, and compiler gave us option to fix it by inserting space. So when we click on fix it, it will do that operation what they are demanding for. Like here it is demanding for must have consisting white space on both sides, means we need white space. It will add white space, compiler will add white space. So compiler help us in most of the time to making in our programs. It will free our codes from errors. Another things you have to know about the variables are annotations. What are annotations? Annotations are those things which tell us the value of that count is of a string type. So string. So by reading this and this line, we come to know that count is of string type. Or if we write here as int, we will see that count is of string int types, and it will generate errors because we in the further programs we have used count as integer type. But if we change value of this to the 3 and here to 4 5, then it our code will be error free, because it now all variable count are of int types. Another things that you have to know is that you can declare multiple variables in single lines, like var variable x whose value will be 45, comma separated by y whose value is randomly I will 45, and z whose value will be 23. So we can define multiple variables like uh, this, in single line. So when we print our things in the console, we see that we have get the value of all variables x, y, z. So this is of related to what are variables and what are constants in Swift language. Our whole of our projects will related to these things. We will do our calculations on these variables and constants, and this is just about a few things about Swift and variables and constants. Thank you. We will meet in next tutorials with a new topic, with the new basic things of a certain language. And thanks.